What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. All right, let's get into this video real quick. And I'm going to be honest with you. What made me think about this video, I know y'all seen the thumbnail, was this tweet from Tommy Bear. I follow him on Twitter. I'm probably sure some of you probably follow him or probably came across one of his tweets. And when you look at his tweets, he be having some crazy tweets. I'm not gonna lie, you Tommy do be coming out with some crazy tweets. But this tweet caught my attention earlier today. Cavs had 10 players each play 17 minutes last night. That right there alone caught my eye. Right there, bam. Then I read the rest of the tweet. Everything Kenny Atkinson touches turned into gold. Right now, sits entire core four late in the third quarter. Cavs blitz Chicago with group of Jerome, Murray, Levert, Wade, and Nang. Sure, ball is popping, chemistry off chart. Garland, Mitchell sharing ball with and possessions. Everybody happy. But I'm gonna back up for a second on that tweet. Now let's go to Jerome, Murray, Levert, Wade, Nang. And if them guys was on the New York Knicks, them guys would barely see the light of day. Barely see the light of day. Barely see the light of day. I know this is his first season with the Cavs, but I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you 5 reasons. This is not gonna be a long riddle. I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why Kenny Atkinson is a better coach, in my opinion. And his coaching career has not been that long. Well, he haven't had a head coaching position as long as Tom Thibodeau. If I'm not correct, I think at one point he worked under Tom Thibodeau, but I know he did. He was an assistant coach at Minnesota. I don't know if it was the same year Tom Thibodeau was there, so I know they have a good relationship somewhere down the line. But let's just talk about his coaching style. It's direct, it's honest. He's known for being a straightforward shooter, blunt approach, which resonate well with most of his players. And if you talk to his former players, they all praise his ability to be honest and clear about his expectations, which helped build a level of trust and accountability. Another thing that I like about him, and when it comes to practices, it be high intensity. It is a competitive and fire and aggressive coaching style. He pushes players, to perform at their best. Then what could I say? Like his coaches be a high energy environment. And what that do, that translated into a strong performance during games. That's just my opinion. Hit me in the comments and let me know. Number 3, I think when it comes to player development, he focused more on that. He have a strong background in player development, having worked with several teams during his time with the Nets, the Warriors, and like I said, Minnesota Timberwolves. He had the ability to improve individual players' skill sets and foster growth within players. And as you see with Garland and with the rest of the Cavs, he's bringing all that out in the Cavs. Number 4, effective offensive system. His systems that he run, it implement a modern pace and space. Um, it it emphasizes on ball movement and player spacing. Excuse me. His system has been a great fit for the Cavs, leading to high scoring games and efficient shooting. I'm gonna say I don't know how long it could last, but the way he got these guys playing, the confidence that he have these players playing within one another, it's going to last. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to last. Uh, like I just said, he builds team chemistry. Atkinson emphasized on teamwork and selflessness, has created a cohesive unit. Players like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland have embraced this approach, leading to more unified and effective teamwork. What can I say? It's Atkinson, his coaching style and his strategy are making a direct positive impact on the Cavs this year. I don't know how long it can sustain this winning formula, but right now they 12-0, and them are 5 reasons which I think. Well, I'll give you my opinion. Like I said, I value yours. Hit me in the comments. But them are 5 reasons why I think he's a better coach than Tom Thibodeau. And a lot of people want to talk about Tom Thibodeau. Um, not Tom Thibodeau. Let me back that up. Talk about the Knicks bench. The Knicks not having a bench. And I don't know. I beg to differ. You can't really tell because they're not getting the run that they deserve. But I'm gonna tell you why the Knicks are struggling. And I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. It's like I'm a broken record. I'm repeating myself. He over reliance on the starters. Tibbs is known for playing his starters for extended minutes. This can lead to fatigue and increased injury risk, which has been evident in the team performance. Defense laps. Despite his reputation of being a defensive guru, the Knicks have struggled this season. They've been out rebounded in several games and have given up fourth quarter point leads. And I know people want to talk about the injury to Ananobi, not excuse me, Precious Achua, uh, what's the guy, Mitchell Robinson, and Cameron Payne. Uh, like I've been saying, McBride is suffering with a little knee injury. He might be out tonight's game. I'm telling you, this wear and tear is going to hurt the team. Injuries I spoke on, his offensive ineffectiveness, efficiency from this team. I really thought that Mo Cheeks would have had more involvement in the offense. I thought that he was going to Tom Thibodeau, that is, concentrate more on defensive set and let somebody come in and run a different offensive scheme. We can't be running ISO and just kicking and dishing it out. We got to have some cuts to the basket. We got to start getting players involved like Jericho Sims when he's diving to the basket. We got to move the ball more. When we started this season, everybody was uh, a little excited because we saw more ball movement. But the ball movement that we're seeing is not leading to the results that we want. Let's be real. And the ball will go here, the ball will go there. After that third or fourth pass, it looked more like chaos. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And I know a lot of y'all have other opinions as well. Um, I had up under some stats. We should be over to Cleveland stats right now. And we look at the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got their first place in scoring at 124 points a game. Let me make sure just have to look at that screen, make sure the screens, I'm looking at the same thing. Pace, they're seventh in pace. Field goal percentage, they're first. 3-point, they're seventh. I mean, he got this team looking very well. First in 3-point field goal percentage. Rebounding, they're 24th. They're going to have to work on that. But let's go to the Knicks real quick. Check that out real quick. Excuse me real quick. Yeah, we on to the Knicks right now. Where's the Knicks at? We're 14th in scoring at 114 points a game. Pace, dead last. I seen that in my last video. Field goal percentage, we're fourth. 3-point, we're 11. We're tied in percentage for third in 3-point shooting. Free throw percentage, we're six at 81.1. Rebounding 23rd, we was better last year. A lot of people want to blame that on Towns. I blame that on we knew Towns wasn't a big rebounder when we brung him in. I blame that on the coach because you have to adjust for them type of things. And like I said yesterday's video, that he should have even Sims or Hooker Porty. And I'm not saying I don't want Towns be going after rebounds, but that's going to take pressure off Towns and he's going to be able to score. He's already leaving these guys in 40, 38 minutes a game. So anything that we can get to help these guys be less fatigued on the court, I think he got to do. I think he got to do and be real. I think he has to make that improvement. Now, let's look at um, Kenny Atkinson's coaching record. And this is his only second head coaching job. His first was with Brooklyn. He made the playoffs one time. He missed it in his first year, his second year. His first year, he only won 20 games, 62 losses. The second year, 28 games, 54 losses. That third year was a big improvement. He went 42 and 40. And they lost, and they made the playoffs, and he lost in that first round. He didn't get to finish that 2019-20 season because he was he was let go. He resigned. Actually, resigned. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get fired or nothing. He let go. He just quit. You know what I'm saying? The roster or whatever. I think. Hold on. Yeah, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant and all that. When you bring all them stars, that top dogs, it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Look how long it took the Lakers to win that championship when they brought in Karl Malone, the glove, and they had Shaq in there. They had to really sit down and say, yo, we're gonna have to defer to you, Kobe. This is your team. Because when you have that many guys that's used to being the man, it's not gonna work. And the reason why it didn't work in Brooklyn, I'm gonna tell you right now why it didn't work in Brooklyn. Because them guys, they were young. Like when you look at the players of today and yesterday, by the time you seen Karl Malone really get busy, he was already 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? The way they play these guys, they came out of college. Most of the guys, they're 4 years, and then they probably would sit 2 or 3 years on the bench before they even got any real playing time. So yeah, these guys was older. So when you get older, my point being, your mentality change. You willing to sacrifice to win a chip, win that chip. Now the thing with Brooklyn, you had four guys coming in. You had Kevin Durant. You had Kyrie Irving. You had the Bear all coming in at the top, and then you still had Ben Simmons all coming in at the top of their class, and still considered like a top in the top 20 players. All want to be the man, all looking for that next contract. I knew that wasn't going to work. There was no leadership in that Brooklyn Nets, and that's why he was out. That's why he was out. But it doesn't take away from his record. And I know people want to say, "Oh, he sucked as a head coach." That's because he was dealing with a bunch of superstars. Now that he got it down to a young budding star and Darius Garland and Mitchell. Mitchell, I'm not gonna lie to you. This could be his year, but I never thought he was a championship player. But the way Kenny Atkins got them playing is similar to what Boston did last year, and anything is possible. Now let's take a quick look at Tom Thibodeau's record, and it doesn't bode well for the Knicks. All right, I'm gonna be real with you. It doesn't bode well for the Knicks, and it's an impressive record. I'm not gonna lie, it's an impressive record. So let's just get there real quick. The Tom Thibodeau's real record, his record, real quick. Now we all know he started off in Chicago, had one of the best teams in the league, one of the best players in the NBA, and a young Derrick Rose MVP. They lost in the conference final. I think that's the only time in his career he got to the conference final. Because I was talking about my last video. I don't think he can get us to the conference final. And with this roster and with the injuries, I don't know. And I'm expecting more injuries. I'm just gonna be real. I'm expecting more injuries throughout the season, especially if he keep overusing these guys. Now let's go to the second year in Chicago. He lost in the first round. That third year, conference semifinal. The fourth year, he lost in the first round. Now let's move over to because he was with them for a minute before he went over to Minnesota. Uh he lost in this conference final, semifinals, did not make it back to the Eastern Conference final. First year with Minnesota, he missed the playoffs. The second year they went to the playoffs, they lost in the first round. That third year, he got fired, and that was due to because, and which is ironic because that's one of the players that was on that team that got him fired is now playing for the New York Knicks. But I really think that it was more so Jimmy Butler, and everybody talked about the relationship that they had, but I think Jimmy Butler was the reason that Tom Thibodeau got fired. That's just my opinion. Then let's fast track the New York Knicks, and that was a great first year for the Knicks. The Tom Thibodeau came because let's face it, the Knicks haven't seen the playoffs in a decade or so, and he came. He had us finish third in the Atlantic, and we lost in the first round. Who's it to? Miami Heat? Yeah, I think Miami Heat. And then let's move over here and see what now. We in New York now, baby. We here in New York. Got us into the playoffs so far. Ever since that first year, he got us into the playoffs. The second year, lost in the first round again. Um, Let me check. So I just got to go back to make sure I don't have these stats a little mixed up. Yeah, so that's the first year he got us in. So the second year, we missed the playoffs. The third year, he got us in, and we lost in the conference final. And the second year, well, his fourth year, basically lost in the conference final to the Pacers. Now, if you look at the record, career, 916 games, 527 wins, 389 losses compared to Atkinson's. Let's go back to Atkinson's real quick. It's not going to be on the screen, but Atkinson won games, 308 wins, 118 losses, 190. And I know when you look at the stats for what Atkinson have done in his career and what Tom Thibodeau has done in his career, one would say that Tom Thibodeau is the better coach. But I would have to disagree because even though he had bad years in Brooklyn, I blame him on the roster. He have a rapport with his players, and that's evident with the Cleveland Cavaliers because Donovan Mitchell didn't look this good. I mean, he had some great games in Utah, but he didn't look this good. And when I say look this good, he looked more like a better all-around player than he was coming out of Utah to the Cavs his first year. And this just might be his year, and it might be all due to to Kenny Atkinson. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna be definitely real with y'all. I actually think he's a better coach than Tom Thibodeau. He's known for, like I said, a direct approach, intense competitive fire, emphasizing honesty, straightforwardness, and hard work. His coaching style described as a blunt but effective. He's known for having tough conversation with his players. Atkinson teams are known for a high scoring and up tempo offense, and he's a heck of uh, a, a, a player developer. He can really develop them young guys. Now, Tibbs, on the other hand, is known for his defensive-minded approach. He emphasizes on toughness, discipline, and a strong work ethic. Tibbs' teams often are among the best defensively in the league. He's also known for his ability to get the most out of players on the defensive end. Um, his coaching style can be demanding, which we have seen, and he's known for his intense practices and focus on defense. And you notice that I didn't really mention anything about offense. Um, Whether one coach is better than the other, which I already gave you my statement, it all depends on what the team value more. Some coaches defense, some team coaches offense. With Atkinson, it's more of an offensive innovation and player development, and with Tibbs, it's more of a defensive prowess. And I'm gonna take, and I know they say defenses win championship, and you're right, but you got to have offense to win the score. To score, you know what I'm saying? I would like a coach with a balanced mindset, offense and defense. But I actually think Kenny Atkinson, at least this year, is showing me that he's a much better coach than Tom Thibodeau. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. I know I said a lot, but I respect y'all opinion. Let me know what y'all think about Tom Thibodeau, Kenny Atkinson, who's the best coach of them all. I meant to give a shout out to hold on for a second, real quick. I want to give a shout out to a couple of players. I forgot to put you up, but that's Wiz BK La. I hope I said that correctly. Chris Burks and my boy Neil Roy. I got to shout you out. Ms. '09 and Bub 1282. I think that's sound. I didn't got the whole thing, but y'all hit me up in the comments all the time. And if I didn't get your name, I apologize. It will be in the next video along with your comment. But y'all are the reason I do this, and you keep me on my toes. And I want to thank y'all for coming and supporting the video and helping me get to the subscribers that I am. And for those that didn't subscribe, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But Wiz, Chris, Neil, Ba 1282, and Ms. '09, just some of the subscribers I would like to thank y'all personally. All right, and with that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.